Hi, we're Carrie and Jamin Ferguson, and we're here today meeting with Shawn Kernes, who is the founder of Larker, talking a little bit about getting therapy to those who need it most. He's going to be speaking at our upcoming AnxietyTech conference. We wanted him to introduce himself and tell us a little bit more about what he's working on at Larker and what we can expect to hear from him at AnxietyTech. Welcome, Shawn.
Great, thanks for having me. So I'll just quickly recap. My name is Shawn Kernes, co-founder and CEO of Larker. Larker provides on-demand video-based therapy as well as a variety of free self-care tools to those in need. Awesome. Self-care tools include things like guided meditation, daily mood journals, challenges to do great things for yourself and others. Awesome. And when the time is right, we can connect you with a licensed therapist to provide talk therapy with great levels of continuity across home and school and work and wherever you may be.
That's awesome. Cool. How long have you been working on this? Shawn, obviously, this isn't something that you can just develop overnight. Right. I mean, how long have you been trying to make this happen?
Sure, yeah. We started yesterday.
Amazing.
Great work.
No, we started the company January 2017. Okay. And really we've been thinking about it for quite some time prior to that, but hadn't quite committed to starting a new company. You know, I worked in sort of building startups for the last 20 years or so, and reached a point in my career, 2016, where I realized I had built some great companies, but didn't really feel fulfilled. My wife is a licensed marriage and family therapist. Okay. My older daughter was working with special needs kids. And, I kind of took a moment, looked back at my life and said, I really want to do something that has a meaningful, lasting impact on society.
Right.
That's awesome.
Wasn't sure that this was the space I wanted to go after initially. Started researching, space after space after space, and realized how big of a challenge this is for society, and B, just how broken the mental health space is compared to just about anything else out there.
Right.
We can.
That's why we decided to do this conference, is because it's like
we just felt like there are so many interesting, innovative ways to deal with mental health challenges that haven't been well publicized, explored enough. And I definitely just want to echo something you said, which is like, I'm involved in technology. I've been a tech worker for a long time, but I want to be working on things that really help people and have a huge impact on people. And so getting excited, especially after Carrie dealt with a lot of mental health challenges and got help, we realized, hey, there's a lot of needs here. And I think technology can do a lot of good. How do you see technology doing good for people with mental health more broadly than maybe just what you're doing?
Yeah, absolutely. So, our perspective is that there just aren't enough therapists, and there won't be in our lifetime.
For
right?
Sure.
Schools just can't graduate people fast enough. No. The licensure process is too difficult, and
it's hard.
And in many ways, in many ways, it's difficult for good reasons. You want to make sure that you have the best therapists out there, right?
Right.
But the simple reality is we have to close that gap with nearly 5 million people that use mental, behavioral, or emotional care, and only about 550,000 licensed practitioners out there. The math just doesn't work.
No, not at all.
So we believe that there's great opportunity for everything from machine learning and artificial intelligence, to things like chatbots and you name it, right? Technologies that we even haven't thought of before. That can help close down some of that gap. Better screening tools, for example, that allow us to differentiate between those who really need help and those who can help themselves if they're given the right tools, for example.
Right. And I mean, just personally in the work I've done, I've heard from people or heard of people who can't get access to care because they're in like rural, middle America, or because, they're agoraphobic or something, they just can't get into an office to see a therapist just because of their anxiety. And so does Larker really reach out to people like that? How do you deal with those kind of cases?
Absolutely. So because we connect clients and therapists over video, it really knocks down a lot of those barriers. It's great
Right.
for teens and young adults, maybe who don't drive. It's great for those who live in rural areas. It's great for those who travel. Again, looking
Right.
at teens and young adults who travel back and forth between college and their parents'
Oh,
house.
yeah.
How do you get continuity of care?
Exactly.
People that have mobility issues, whether it's a disability or, as you mentioned,
Right.
fear of leaving their homes, for example.
Right.
So yeah, there's a lot of opportunity there. And then if you extend that to some of the challenges with availability, like distribution of therapists tends to really concentrate around cities, in part because of the way that the registered intern process works with licensed therapists. How do you reach a therapist at all, but be a therapist that has the appropriate skill set and personality to work well with you?
That's
exactly.
huge. I mean,
the wait lists are, usually ridiculous, and it's just so hard. Yeah.
Well, we definitely applaud the work that you're doing. Can see, I mean, even in our own lives, how Larker and similar things could really benefit us and others.
Right.
Any kind of, final thoughts? Any encouraging words to those interested in using technology for mental health, or maybe interested in maybe even moving into that field, from other areas of tech?
Absolutely. It's a massive space. Depending on whose data you use, it's somewhere between 500 billion and $6 trillion annually in opportunity.
Right.
This space is bigger than anything else out there, right? Even if you consider the low end. So,
Right.
I'll sort of share a quote that my wife used at a conference in DC last week, Saturday, actually, partially driven by the fact that we were in Washington, DC, but it was simply, if you really want to make America great, really great, this is the one area to focus on.
For
Right.
sure.
I can't stress enough. There's a ton of opportunity here. Every digital player in the online mental health space combined represents probably less than 1% of the market today.
Really?
So,
Jeez.
for any entrepreneur that's looking for a space that's relatively greenfield, has enormous opportunity to help people and has enormous opportunity to create, sort of financial leverage.
Right.
This is it.
Awesome. Well, thanks.
Man, thank you, Shawn, so much.
Really great insight both into the sort of startup scene for mental health, as well as some of the real challenges and opportunities that we face there. If you're interested in this stuff, if you're watching this video, come check out our AnxietyTech conference. It's at July 18th in San Francisco. We're going to be talking about issues like this, talking with other startups in the mental health technology space, as well as talking about big issues around, is technology inherently bad? Is it causing us more anxiety? Is it something that we should avoid, or are there ways that we can use technology to do good and help people? Thanks again, Shawn, for talking with us today. We're so grateful and excited to see your talk in the coming weeks.
Thanks.
Looking forward to it.
Awesome. Thank
Bye,
you.
Shawn.